Most online coaching businesses never succeed, and it's a sad truth because it doesn't really have to be like that. I'm a big believer that most of you out there who are watching this have got something to offer, and you could build the life that you've always wanted with that thing that you have. Most of us have knowledge in one area or another that most people don't, and you could use that and start your online coaching business. And if you're watching this, I'm guessing you're already thinking about it. So I think there are 3 reasons why most online coaches never succeed. Probably 3 reasons. There are more if you really dive into the details, but we're going to narrow it down to 3. Now, I am very fortunate. I am one of the few who has succeeded, or from what you would say is succeeded. My definition of success is probably very different to Alex Hormozi's definition of success. But to me, my success, I've hit that. I'm in that. I am running it and doing it, and I have succeeded, in my opinion. And that brings us on to our first point. Most online coaches don't succeed because they don't know what success is. I am a big fan of reverse engineering your business. When you start your business, reverse engineer it. And what I mean by that is sit down and think, what do I want this business to look like in 3 years' time? How much would I like to be earning? Now, when I say how much would I like to be earning, what I don't mean is I want to be earning £1 million a year and be driving a Lamborghini. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean real. Let's be real about this. If you're earning £2,500 in your day job, 9 to 5, let's say success to you might be doubling that. If I can do £5,500, £6,000 a month, yeah, in my coaching business, but working half of the hours, that is success. That, by anybody's definition, that is success. Reverse engineer your business. How many hours a week would you like your business to be operating? How many hours a week would you like to be working on it? What revenue would you like it to be bringing in? Think about it, plan it out, materialize it, write it down, you know. That partly, I think, is number one, is why most online coaches don't succeed. They don't plan it out. And what happens is you end up building something, and I know this because I did this to start with, building something you didn't want. You end up working more hours, doing services that you didn't want to do, and it becomes a bit of a mess, and it's not the thing that you set out to achieve, and then you lose motivation, and then it starts to collapse, and then that's it, you'll just go back to the day job. So that's number one. That's the first reason why I think it doesn't work. Number 2, second reason, quite simply, something you'd have heard before, is consistency. Social media and places like that has got everybody thinking that you can start an online coaching business, you could grow it to 500,000 subscribers and grow it to $1 million a year in 6 to 12 months. And the reality is that's just not the case. That just isn't the case. I grew my Instagram, for example, to nearly 100,000 followers. And it took me the best part of 3.5 years, nearly 4 years of posting very consistently, very consistently. It doesn't happen overnight. Overnight success happens, but it happens after 3 years of hard work. Then it happens. And that is where a lot of online coaching businesses fail, is because you just don't put in the consistency. And that's a harsh thing for me to say, but that's the truth. That is the truth, is you've got to be consistent. You want to be posting on a regular basis. And I mean, write it down. I post every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, every Sunday. I post. Whether that be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, whatever your platform of choice is, that's what you need to be doing, and stick to it. Don't expect results after 2 months, 3 months. You've got to keep grinding. It's a long game. So consistency is a big one. Not just with content, but with your email marketing, with your services, with everything. Consistency is a big one. And third and finally, this is the hardest one to hear for a lot of people. And this is probably going to hit home, maybe get me some negative comments, maybe. But the third and final one is you're boring. And that is a harsh thing for me to say, but you're boring. You're putting out content, maybe, let's imagine that you are a personal trainer and you're putting out content, and your content is, here's how to do a lat pull down. And you say, you want to be sat down on the bench, we set the knee support, oh yeah, I've turned off, I've swiped, I've swiped straight past that. Or you want to be saying, I don't know, let's imagine you're a dog trainer, that's what I am. And I see this all the time with other dog trainers. So you're a dog trainer and you say, if you want to teach your puppy to loose lead walk, what you need to do is get your treats, hold them, I've swiped, I've gone. Put some excitement into it. Put some personality into it. Tell me a story. Tell me why the dog's not walking nicely. I want to know why the dog's running off. What's he eating? What's he just rolled in over there? Tell me about those things. If you're a personal trainer, have a bit of a laugh. Do a funny video at the beginning of the video, like where you get it wrong. Show me what happens if you get it wrong. Let me see. Obviously, don't hurt yourself. Put some personality into it. If you want people to watch your content, if you want people to click, to share it, to save it, to follow you, to subscribe to you, you've got to give them a reason to. You've got to engage them. You've got to make them feel like, oh, actually, I'm okay with this person. This person's pretty relaxed. Like, I can have a bit of a laugh with this person. You've got to make them feel like they can trust you. You know what you're on about. You deliver the information. You give useful information, but in a way that's engaging for people to watch. So that's partly why you'll see I do a lot of these videos here. I'll start doing these videos and I'm outside on a walk. Because I think I watch a lot of business content and a lot of them are just sat down at desks. And yes, I do sat down at desk videos, but a lot of them are just sat down at desks. I think it's boring. I'm not the sort of person there's got to be something else going on in the background for me to take in the information. There's got to be something else going on. So yeah, they're my three main reasons why I think a lot of online coaching businesses don't succeed. Yeah, and I know this because I've been there. I know all three of those points because I have been that person running that coaching business, making all three of those mistakes. So if you want to stop making these mistakes, we can help you out. Join our email list completely for free. We're going to be giving lots of tips and tricks in there, extra advice on how I grew my business and how you can grow your business too in a way that doesn't take over your life, in a way that is sustainable and provides you and your family with the life you've always wanted.